And so it's that Adam and Eve thing all over again. They ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil because they wanted to be God, not be with God. And so I think we're in an Adam and Eve moment. Oftentimes people think that the human mind is just the brain. The brain and the mind are the same thing, and that the brain is a physical thing, and therefore we're just physical. There's no soul. There's only the assimilation of a soul. But really, it's just neurons and neurotransmitters firing in reaction to external stimuli. And along comes AI, and we say, look, we don't need God to create a brain. We did one. We created something that computes faster than us. It can create art better than us. So what do we need God for? Which has two paradoxes to it. And this is ultimately why I'm fascinated by this. It's not just because I like technology stuff, but I'm fascinated by the cultural impact this will have. Because if the naturalists can use AI to argue we don't need God to create the human mind and conscience and morality, because we just created a machine that simulates it, then two things happen. We simultaneously, we engage in a paradox. We simultaneously reduce human beings to mere machines or animality. We also elevate human beings to godhood.
Yeah.
Because that's a Garden of Eden story. We're in a digital Garden of Eden. God created beings, us, in his image and likeness. He didn't create other gods. He created beings lower than God, Psalm 8. Because God, it literally is logically impossible for God to create another perfect being, because that perfect being would not need to be created. By perfection, you need nothing. And if you need to be created, well, then you're not perfect. Only God can be perfect. And so he can't go against himself. So he creates us, and we're lower than he is. But we come along and say, oh, well, you got limitations, God. We don't. We can create something in our image and likeness, but that's actually better than us. And so it's that Adam and Eve thing all over again. They ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil because they wanted to be God, not be with God. And so I think we're in an Adam and Eve moment. We're in a digital Garden of Eden where we have to ask ourselves, what are we going to do to this thing? And so that's why I'm fascinated by it, what it does to us, what we will do with it. I don't think the problem is in the silicon of the AI. I think it's in the soul of humanity. And we need to explore what this is all about.